Hey everyone. It's kind of wild when you think about it, how an entire life story, with all its drama and its legacy, can be just hiding, tucked away in a single, simple line of data. Well, today, we're going to grab one of those clues and see if we can uncover a history that's been forgotten.
Okay, so this is it. This is where it all starts. Just one line of data for a man named Loderick Artis. Died around 1900, Speight's Bridge. I mean, on its own, it's not much, right? It's just a name, a date, a place. But you'll see, this one little line, it's like a thread. And when we pull on it, a whole forgotten world is going to unravel.
And that's really the big question for us today, isn't it? How can we possibly take this one tiny fact and turn it into a real human story? A story from right after the Civil War in America? Well, let's dive in and find out. All right, so first things first, where does a clue like this even come from? I mean, how do we know this? Well, the answer, and honestly, the key to this entire mystery, is hiding in a widow's pension file from all the way back in 1904. This file, this is the key that unlocks the whole thing. The Hannah Speight pension file. And don't let the name fool you, this is not some dry, boring legal document. No way. It's a collection of sworn testimonies. It's basically a time capsule, a window where people who actually knew Loderick Artis are giving these incredibly detailed accounts of their lives. And boom, our first piece of the puzzle comes from Loderick's ex-fiancée, a woman named Hannah Speight. In her testimony from 1904, she tells us exactly where he died, in the neighborhood of Speight's Bridge, which is in Greene County, North Carolina. Okay, so now we have a place. Then another voice emerges from the file, Loderick's own son, Lemon Speight. In that same year, 1904, he testifies that his father died about, and I'm quoting here, 10 years ago. Just like that, we have a time. Okay, and this is where the real detective work comes in, and it's pretty cool. The direct testimony from his son, that points to the year 1894. But later on, when someone put together a genealogical profile, they rounded it off to circa 1900. It's just a small difference, right? But it's this fascinating little glimpse into how a specific memory can kind of soften and become generalized history over time. So, we've got a time and a place locked in. Now we can start to build a picture of the man at the center of all this. Who was Loderick Artis? What was his life actually like? Well, you're not going to believe some of the stuff this pension file reveals. So get this. The absolute crucial point here is that these sworn testimonies prove, without a doubt, that Loderick is the father of Lemon Speight. And this evidence was so powerful, it actually corrected an official death certificate that had falsely named someone else as the father. Think about that. This file literally rewrote the official record. And wow, the human drama here is just incredible. It's all laid out in these records. The testimony shows that Loderick had two major relationships going on. First, a secret engagement to Hannah, the one who said he deceived her, and at the same time, a public marriage to a woman named Mandy, who he lived with until he died. I mean, this is real life with all its messiness, captured in a document that's over 100 years old. But Loderick's story, it wasn't just his own, not by a long shot. He was part of this huge, sprawling family network in Greene County. His life was like a thread woven into this much larger tapestry of other people's lives. And this chart here gives us a great snapshot of what that network looked like. You've got his father, Daniel, who was a landowner. That's a big deal. His brother, Louis, who also gave testimony in the file. His son, Lemon, of course. And even his nephew, who was a local merchant. I mean, he was connected by blood and by community in pretty much every direction. Okay, so let's pull back for a second. Let's zoom out from the personal drama. What can this one family story tell us about the much, much bigger picture of freedom, family, and race in America in that chaotic period right after the Civil War? This right here just blows my mind. It perfectly captures how incredibly complicated things were back then. Inside Loderick's own immediate family, you had free people of color. His father, Daniel, was a free man who owned land. At the same time, other relatives were enslaved, and Loderick himself, he was enslaved before emancipation, even though his own father was free. Just try to wrap your head around that.
So you can literally trace his entire personal journey to freedom. He starts out enslaved before the Civil War. Then, in the 1870 census, he's officially identified as a freedman. And finally, he lives out the rest of his days as a farmer, right there in the community his own family helped to build. What a story. And you know what? That family legacy, it's not just stuck in old documents. It's physically anchored to the land. It's in a place you can literally go and visit today, the Artis Cemetery in Greene County. This really shows the deep, deep roots the Artis family has in this one specific place, spanning generations. It all started with his father, Daniel, buying land way back before the war. It's the community where Loderick lived his whole life and eventually died, and it's the same place where his kids and their descendants are buried. It's an incredible story of endurance and of a powerful connection to a piece of land. And that brings us full circle, right back to where we started. That one simple clue: died around 1900, Speight's Bridge. From that single line, this entire world opened up to us. A world of love, deception, family, and freedom. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other lives, how many other incredible human stories are just sitting out there, waiting to be found in the margins of old records?